While it might seem complicated on the surface, price anchoring is actually pretty simple. You're using a comparable to make the price of your product seem like a relative bargain. In this video, we're going to cover all things price anchoring so that by the end of it, you're going to be an expert in the stuff and you're going to be confident and want to implement some of these on your own storefront. Let's jump into the video. So what is price anchoring? It's super simple. If you've been on any online store, chances are you've probably seen one. When you show a higher price item, which has almost as good of features as another lower price item, and the lower price item is way lower priced, that higher priced item is probably the anchor, and the lower price item is really the one that you're trying to sell, or the merchant in that case is trying to sell. It's the practice of showing a higher price item in order for the lower price one to seem more reasonable. That is anchoring, okay? And the higher price item is the anchor in this case, and the lower price one is one you're really trying to push customers into seeing the value of, right? So it's a way to highlight the value of a product by showing another product that is maybe more expensive that's of similar quality, or let's say of similar value. Okay, cool, but how do you pick the anchor, right? What is the anchor? There's a few different ways of doing this. You've got a premium or limited edition, bulk sizing. Maybe you've got an item that's got higher end materials or add-ons. Okay, so these are a few different things where you can think about, okay, here are some things that make good anchors, right? Keep it credible. Whatever you do, make sure that it's a credible anchor. Don't go off and creating, anchors that are just not great products or just straight up changing things just for the sake of changing things. Make sure it's realistic. Don't make it fake. Don't make it inflated. You want to use real products, essentially, they could be from your catalog, to show as the anchor to make the other products to really show off the value, okay? So here's some ideas about how you can maybe think of where you might find an anchor. When it comes to executing this on your storefront, it's not super tough. You want to put the anchor alongside the product you're trying to highlight, okay? So a lot of times what you'll see is the anchor will be first, sort of mid-tier, most popular would kind of be in the middle. Don't push it too hard though. You want to let it quietly do the sort of talking for itself. You want it to be kind of patently obvious that it is the value pick of that middle. And so that's how you want to highlight it. Again, don't be too pushy, but you want to make sure that you have the sort of premium, and then center stage is then that would be your anchor, and then center stage is your product that you're trying to sell. That's the main one you're hoping customers see the value in and ultimately go for. All right, let's jump right into some of the tactics here. Product size or quantity tiers. Strategy here is offer small, medium, and large packs. So you can use sizing to your advantage. Let's say you're a coffee roaster and you've got, small entry level, the smallest size you offer, and then maybe you have a really, really large size that you offer. You can do a nice middle tier that's a great value that shoppers should maybe hone in on. And that could be your most cost competitive tier. You can focus on that one as your sort of profit center. This is going to be something that can make your customers feel like they're making a smart choice, and it'll likely drive more conversion. So again, if you have a product that has a quantity associated with it, this could be a great way to use that as a way to do some price anchoring. Our second tactic here, this is really simple. It's an original price anchor that is crossed out and is now showing the sort of new lower price. Here's the strategy. You strike out the higher price and you make the discount seem bigger, all right? Shoppers focus on the deal relative to the real price or the original price. So if you're able to show an original price that's quite high, an MSR, think of car dealers and MSRP and how they're able to discount off of the MSRP. That's going to be a similar approach that you can think about taking with your price anchoring. This one's really simple. I wouldn't get too crazy in terms of exaggerating this exact approach, but this is something you want, a strategy that you can keep in mind also if you're looking for a really simple way to doing a price anchor test. Okay, this third one, industry standard anchor. This is like kind of an interesting one, maybe that isn't so obvious when you think about price anchoring. And this is when you're selling a product that has an industry standard. So a great example here would be AirPods. Obviously, those are in the category of earbuds, okay, headphones. And those would be considered maybe a premium product or semi-premium price point. That would be an industry standard where you could come down. If you're a retailer that has your own version of earbuds, can come down, use the industry standard, say $249 as the standard price point, whatever AirPods are selling for these days. And you can come in with your product if it's coming in below that industry standard, where you can say, hey, we're offering similar value, similar features, but we're coming in at $199. And so using an industry standard anchor, you don't have to call competitors out by name. You don't have to do anything like that. But if you're in an industry that has a standard and you're trying to break into that, then this is a great way to do it, to say, hey, premium competitors out there, they charge X, we charge below X, and we have just as good of a product. This is a great way for you to set an anchor, which would be a well-known industry standard, where folks coming in say, hey, actually, this is a great price, because they already know in their mind that the standard has been set for a higher price point, okay? So that's another thing to think about, that industry standard and using that as your anchor. All right, here's a quick recap for you. Again, anchors set perception of value. That's their purpose. You want to set the value high for the product you'd like to sell. The anchor helps you do that. You can use strike-throughs, tiers, in bulk quantities. There's a lot of different ways to use anchors within your catalog and even externally to help set that price point for the product you're hoping to sell. All right, everybody, I hope you learned a little something about price anchoring in this video. If you liked it, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell. You want to be updated every time we're going to put out new content around e-commerce optimization. We're talking a lot about price testing and price strategies here in upcoming videos. So if you're interested in these topics, really go on to stay informed and make sure that you're notified. Also, I'm going to drop a link below to our app, which is the Shogun A/B testing app. We offer a suite of products, one of which is the A/B testing. And by the time you watch this video, we might be launching a new feature, which is our price testing feature. So when it launches, I'm going to update the description. So that link will also include a link to specifically our price testing feature within our A/B testing offering. You're going to want to check that out if you want to optimize your price on your e-commerce storefront. And until next time, good luck and happy selling.